government from behind the scenes, have been working on this since the 1930s. I mean, you saw it during the Second World War and thereafter. And they've done it through the school systems. And the children grow up not learning very much. And they're easy prey for these people who create propaganda, sending them off in the wrong direction, giving them wrong ideas. And they're gullible. And they probably have never had their brain taxed, so to speak, in doing difficult problems, such as figuring out that the media belongs to the people who want to shape our minds. And they don't get into that because there's nothing that they've done in education that would prepare them for that. And so they're real victims.
They are, and they just buy into like simple-minded one-liners that have no effect on reality, and then they discount being real participants in the world and just become spectators. I want to go to Luke, Sean, Nick, Randy, Andrew, and others coming up. We're going to get into the economy and a bunch of other issues. That's why Bob's here. Luke in South Korea, you're on the air. Welcome.
Oh, hi, Alex. How are you going?
Good. What's your view on all this?
Oh, it's just shocking what's happening around the world now. My matter is actually not as big, but it does unlock lots of Australian minds, because in the Australian scene, we don't have, as I said before, we don't have enough terrorists who are demonising motorcycle gangs. If the public were woken up to find out Australia's first gang law was used against an 18-year-old Aboriginal boy and not against any of these bikies,
because he called somebody who was gay. He's been arrested. And now in England, just last week, they arrested somebody for their Facebook making a mild racial comment about a football player. This is the new secret police free speech attacking system, Luke.
Well, I've learned a lot more about it. I've learned that the officer in charge of the investigation is the officer that's accusing the Aboriginal boy of the crime of obtaining true personal information about police. 60C Crimes Act. I've talked to his mother. The boy's been hit across the head with the yellow pages. And I just found out the government broadcaster has done this most bizarre hit piece against him. You could probably put some of it to air later. You've got this
but
guy
see, the gay people are being persecuted, so it's okay to beat the black kid over the head with a phone book. That'll teach him.
Well, what the ABC News has done is, before the kid's trial, they're accusing him of being stupid and lacking etiquette. There's two stories that put online called Learning Online Etiquette on the ABC News for the Mid-North Coast, and Facebook Harassment.
Yeah, because I've seen them. Because if you don't have the right etiquette, we're going to put you in jail. No free speech. I'm aware of the stories. Thank you, Luke. Bob Chapman, they are galloping forward. I had a national TV host in here yesterday who is involved in advocating for gay and lesbian groups. Fine, that's his issue. I don't even get into those things. But he had to hesitate. I said, should I be arrested if I criticize these groups? Is what England and others are doing? And they had to hesitate and say, well, no, I guess that's free speech. See, this is where this is going. Bob Chapman.
Well, and not particularly on that issue. But we were talking about the people who don't understand, so to speak. And all I can say to that is that the other half of the people do understand and have the ability to understand. And you and I and others like us have been given a gift where we can communicate with people on an intelligent level, but very simply so. And it's up to us to use the equipment that we've been given so that we can help these people understand. And that's our job. So there is a flip side to all of the people who don't understand. We're here to help them.
Absolutely. Let's jam in another. Sean in Australia just hung up. A lot of calls from Australians. Nick in California, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, can I have a minute?
Yes, go ahead.
Jerry Farwell, we call Jerry. I get in on you on the 911. Jerry Farwell came in on 911 also because he said he was blaming the gays, and they were the hijackers were so ugly. They got in through our tolerance for that's what.
Okay,
how I
there we go.
Well, they did circle the White House before they hit the Pentagon. So now it's white al-Qaeda. Well, Bob blames the banks. He says, and I agree, because if the banks are doing things like in Fresno, they let methyl iodine in a secret meeting, and that's killing the children. And if it's secretly fed by the banks, that's the mentality that these people are matching with.
I hear you, Nick. Very interesting points. We've got to go to break. I want to take a bunch of calls. I want to move quick. We're going to go to Randy, Andrew, Tim, and others. The toll-free number to join us, 800-259-9231, 800-259-9231. We're not screening your calls, but we're specifically trying to talk about the staged terror attacks. Are they staged? The bombings, the shootings, the white al-Qaeda, the economy, all of this stuff coming up. I'll also get into Bob giving us his take on our energy system being shut down, so we're having more and more rolling blackouts. That's admitted. It's all coming up. Stay with us.
If you're concerned about radiation poisoning from Japan in the air, water, or food and can't find potassium iodide, go to RestoreYourHealthNow.com and choose Liquid Zeolite. Liquid Zeolite is hands down the best product to remove radiation from your body and safely removes toxins, heavy metals, boosts energy levels, and promotes a strong immune system. For fatigue, muscle weakness, headaches, memory loss, influenza, joint pain, or toxic radiation poisoning, use Liquid Zeolite from RestoreYourHealthNow.com. Liquid Zeolite is so powerful it was used to clean up contamination in Chernobyl, yet so gentle you won't even know you're taking it. Liquid Zeolite comes with a money-back guarantee, but is only available at RestoreYourHealthNow.com. Learn how to get free bottles of Liquid Zeolite at RestoreYourHealthNow.com. That's RestoreYourHealthNow.com, or call 800-880-9976. Call 800-880-9976 today and learn how to get free bottles of Liquid Zeolite.
Attention gardeners, this is an urgent GCN self-reliance update. GCN has just discovered a new bioactive superfood for garden plants, flowers, and herbs. It's called ProtoGrow, and it's so effective at producing rapid plant growth that it seems to almost force plants to grow like crazy under practically any soil and light conditions. Now, here's the best part for our listeners who garden for self-reliance. ProtoGrow's unique blend of C nutrients maximizes mineral uptake and dramatically increases bloom set, creating maximum plant growth in minimum time. ProtoGrow works by providing geometric keys, which have the capacity to actually unlock the genetic code for nutritional uptake in plants. ProtoGrow's full spectrum plant fertility means fruits and vegetables with extraordinary taste and up to 10 times the nutritional value. And if you want to double or triple the potency of herbs or wheatgrass, you can. If you want to grow nutritionalized superfoods with non-hybrids, it's now easy. GCN listeners who want to grow dirt cheap superfoods should visit the ProtoGrow website at growlikecrazy.com. That's www.growlikecrazy.com, or call 877-327-0365. That's 877-327-0365.
On the average, Americans work between 45 to 50 years, hoping to build up enough wealth to retire and live out their golden years. Unfortunately, with taxation, the rising cost of food, energy, housing, and medical, many retirees are forced to live below the poverty line. Is this a flaw-free enterprise, or is our monetary unit we call the Federal Reserve Note forcing us into perpetual debt, ensuring inflation and higher taxes? These questions and more can be answered by reading G. Edward Griffin's book, The Creature from Jekyll Island. Congressman Ron Paul states it's what every American needs to know about central bank power. A gripping adventure into the secret world of international banking cartel. Hi, this is Ted Anderson. I will give a silver dollar from the early 1900s to anyone who purchases this book. Call 1-800-686-2237 and order a copy today. It's critical that the public be made aware of the system. Call and order your copy today at 1-800-686-2237. That's 1-800-686-2237.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey Water Filtration Systems. The Berkey Light Systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light System today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at GoBerkey.com. That's GoBerkey.com today.
Bob Chapman's our guest right now, going through your calls. And we're going to get into a whole plethora of news with him before he leaves us on gold, the economy. I want to get his take on a host of issues. But Randy in Illinois, you are on the air with Bob Chapman. Welcome.
Hi, Bob. Hi, Alex. I just wanted to point out on the DHS video, there's something that I found that's rather cryptic, it looks like. At 6 minutes, 5 seconds, the black security guard, hat and glasses and mustache, who's watching, who's observing people breaking into a shed. Behind him on the wall of a truck trailer or something, it looks like there's a pyramid-shaped eye drawn on it.
Yeah, saying we're the all-seeing eye, we're watching. You're talking about the 10-minute DHS video, Whitey's going to get you, he's the new al-Qaeda?
Right.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to point that out. That's
6 minutes, 6 seconds. We'll look into that. What's your take on the Oslo situation?
Well, I think it's very disturbing. I'd certainly like to see what eventually transpires concerning that, but I don't really have an opinion. I'm listening to you guys now, so, it's just very disturbing.
Thank you so much. Bob, comment on that.
No, I think you've got to look into the all-seeing eye. And, yes, it's disturbing. I'm looking at reports coming in for the Washington Post right now, and I'm trying to do 3 different things at once. But it's really disturbing. And the gentleman summated it all. We have to try to, as time goes on here, find out really what's behind it.
Absolutely. And the globalists love to put their little gang signs all over everything. I'm going to check that during the next break. Let's go ahead and talk to Andrew in Canada. You're on the air, Andrew. Welcome.
Hello, Mr. Jones. My question is simply, al-Qaeda has been, their original concept was to get occupation out of their homeland. I'm curious how Norway has basically over the years been in any way trying to occupy or diminish any other country. My father just returned from Norway visiting his best friend, and the picture he depicted was they barely have enough money to occupy their backyard. So how
well, no, it's because they haven't been for the occupation that now al-Qaeda is going to strike them to teach them that they need to be part of these wars. That's what PNAC wrote. That's what Dick Cheney wrote in 2000. He said we need giant Pearl Harbor events that kill 3,000 people. Pearl Harbor killed 3,000 to help launch these new wars and get rid of people's liberties and freedoms. Bob Chapman.
Absolutely, and that's what it's all about. And they try to herd people in the right direction. Half the time they're not successful, half the time they are.
That's it.
And it's the exposure that comes right after it, like you're covering right now, that's going to bring in a lot of intel from people who normally would not be subject to bringing.
That's a good point. We know about the underwear bombing because we woke up the Haskells to false flag. We have now people on the ground in Norway, a guy almost killed by the bomb, giving us intel because they're aware now to not just believe the first story. They understand key bono, who benefits, who stands to gain. Thank you, Andrew. Tim in Michigan, you're on the air with Bob Chapman. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex, how you doing, man?
Good.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I just got a few little quick updates, and then I do have a definite something I'd like to speak about.
Great, we got about a minute and a half. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Well, first off, I want to get your opinion and Bob's opinion on a theory I have about the birth certificate thing. I know it's kind of been in the background.
That's fine. Give us your question.
Okay, this is what I'd like to know. I have my personal birth certificate sitting in front of me. There are 3 different safety devices to prove whether a birth certificate is fake or not fake. One of them is an imprinted, actual stamped into the paper.
Yeah, there's no stamp on the one he had, and it appears to be a composite. Is that your question?
No, it